Well, we're on the subject, so let's break it apart a little bit. Let's talk about fats. And you seem to be, throughout your book, an expert on this topic, and I found it very informative. Fats are not villains that sometimes they're made out to be. So let's talk about the differences between saturated, and we don't want to count out all saturated fats. Let's talk about the poly and the monounsaturated fats and the vegetable forms of fats that we know are healthy and balancing for us. What should we know about fats?
Unsaturated fats are mainly from plants. Saturated fats are mainly from animals. There are plants that are high in saturated fats. They come mainly from the equatorial regions of the planet, like coconut, macadamia, Brazilian nuts, cocoa. What's interesting about those saturated fats is that they are shorter chain than the longer saturated fats in animals. So we're talking about lauric acid, the 12 carbon chain long saturated fats in coconut, for example, which actually improves health. I have a very detailed article on that in my blog with references going all the way back to the 1950s. There is no study showing reduced health from saturated fat from plants. In fact, health is improved. So you don't want to just discount all saturated fats as being bad for you. Within the unsaturated fats, you have the polyunsaturated fats. Monounsaturated fats are like in peanut butter and avocado. And what's really interesting is that in epidemiological studies, meaning studies looking at tens of thousands of people in societies, what do they eat and how long do they live, that the longest lived individuals have more monounsaturated fats from plants. Specifically, I'm thinking of some epidemiological studies of the traditional Greek diet, the Mediterranean diet,
where plant-based fats are more the norm.
And longevity was highly correlated to the consumption of those fats, which is quite a profound result, because when they tried to apply this scoring system of how well do people score in terms of eating the Mediterranean diet, and then does their score correlate to a longer life, when they tried to apply that throughout Europe, turned out that monounsaturated fats from plants, not from animals, was key. Most people don't realize that beef, for example, has a lot of monounsaturated fats in it, but the effect on health is different from the monounsaturated fats from plants. Now, polyunsaturated fats, as a subgroup within it, has omega-3 fats. And omega-3, as well as omega-6, those fats cannot be made by the body, which is why we call them essential. We have to